All right, good evening. Joe Santos, Cody Bowen, bringing you another night of South Summit basketball. We're here in Camas. We got Summit Academy in town, and we hope for another nice region showing from our South Summit boys. As we come into the game tonight, 2-0 in region play, and Summit Academy comes in 0-2. So desperate for a win on their side, and South Summit trying to stay on top of the Region 16 standing. So thanks for joining us, and Summit Academy has a good athletic-looking team out there. They have some size, and I'm sure they'll be a good foe for us tonight as they bring some good shooting, and they have a 6'8 center who looks like he's a good force inside, and so lots of things that Summit Academy will bring to our South Summit boys tonight, and hopefully, as we've done in the past in this region, found a way to utilize some strengths, and we'll do just fine as we, on a nice little stretch lately, I believe we won 6-7 games in a row. 5 games in a row, looking for 6 tonight, as we've had wins thus far. South Summit 50, American Leadership 35, and South Summit 67 and Manti 46. So 2 good wins last week. Got a big one tonight, and then a real big one on the road Friday night down at Gunnison, who's 11-1 thus far in the season, ranked number 2 in 2A. South Summit ranked number 3, all behind Wasatch Academy, who lost in the championship of a tournament up in Alaska over the past weekend. So they finally lost the game. Not to anybody in the contiguous United States yet, but still going to be a tough foe. But lots of stuff going in 2A basketball, so good one tonight. South Summit, as you know, is led by our senior Bo Rydalch in scoring. He's averaging 23 points a night, followed by Brad Richens at 11, Stephen Flinders at 5, Bracken Santos at close to 6, and a couple others with 2 and 3 points as well. So we've had some good balanced scoring. Their defensive effort's been great. Joe, what have you liked thus far watching these games, and what impresses you about South Summit?
Well, as they finished last year, how hard they work, and they press most of the game, and they stay. A lot of them work really hard, and they're in really good shape, I believe, for this time of the year. That gets them a lot of wins, gets them out. The press keeps them active. I like that part of it. The one thing I really have liked is, even though Bo's scoring 23 points a game, he's doing it in the flow of the game. It's not he's pressing. People aren't going out of the way to get him the ball, and it just makes the whole team a lot better. And like you said, from there down, they're pretty balanced. They came out Manti came out last week trying to box and one them, and the nice thing is I don't know if there's any other team that can go 4-on-4 if you're going to give up one defender to Bo, and they shot him out of it really quick. So that is the one positive thing, that they are playing as a team and fighting through. The game down at ALA wasn't the prettiest thing, but they were able to stay together as a team and come away with a win. So hopefully that pays dividends down the end when they play some better teams and get in some tight spots.
All right, great, thank you. As we go over the Region 16 standings, South Summit and Gunnison both at 2-0 and have games tonight. South Summit overall is 9-4, Gunnison 11-1. North Summit is 1-1 in the region with a 9-5 overall record. Manti 1-1 at 3-9. Summit Academy 0-2 at 3-11, and American Leadership 0-2 at 4-10. So a lot of teams that I think can make some runs, and it's nice to start seeing where people are starting to rise in the region standings, as well as those teams struggling a little bit. And you never know in that preseason where teams are going to be and who they've played, and sometimes schedules and records are a little misleading, either on the positive end or the negative end, because a lot of it depends on who you've played. For example, South Summit played at what I considered a pretty rigorous preseason schedule, several 3 and 4A teams at some away tournaments, and they came into region play at 6, 7, and 4, but have been ranked for the most part throughout the season. So a lot of things now that you start seeing 2A teams playing straight 2A teams, and you start getting a pretty good idea of where teams are lining up, and South Summit looks like they're going to be right in the middle of who's going to be able to give Wasatch Academy a chance down towards the end. That's what we'd love to be playing, Wasatch Academy in that championship game, and stranger things have happened, so we'll see how it goes. We're going to take a little break here as we're down to about 1 minute before tip-off. We're getting close to the pregame announcements and the Star Spangled Banner. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to Brennan Gee and his student staff, and for All West, and for all those who are bringing Wildcat Athletics to you tonight. Big one on hand, South Summit and Summit Academy. We'll be back with the tip-off in about 5 minutes. All right, beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner by our South Summit choir group, Tapestry. And we're getting close now to the starting lineup. Summit Academy is led by a couple of big scorers. Zach Scott with 17 and Tyler Ferris, both in the teens in figure scoring. He's close to 15. And starting for Summit Academy will be number 24, Bailey McDougall, number 15, Jacob Newman, number 25, Tyler Ferris, number 32, Kaylor Miller, and number 33, the 6'8 center, Zach Scott. So it'll be Newman, McDougall, Ferris, Miller, and Scott for the Summit Academy Bears. And starting for our South Summit Wildcats will be the starting lineup they've gone with for the majority of the year: Stephen Flinders, Bo Rydalch, Bracken Santos, Victor Thornton, and Brad Richens. So shutting the lights down, getting a little crazy here with the starting lineups. Hard to see. I hope nobody trips out there. It's pretty dark.
It is. Usually they have the middle sight, the spotlight on.
Yeah, it's pretty dark right now with the little probe light going. I don't know where it comes from, but it looks good out there as South Summit getting ready for another big Region 16 matchup. And hopefully, as you mentioned, last time we were on the air, South Summit came out shooting the lights out and just put Manti behind the woodshed real early, and they were never able to come out from it as they got up by 20 early and cruised to a big fat win. It'd be nice to see a big early start from these Wildcats again tonight. And we must have hit the first 7-8 shots and probably shot 70-80% throughout that first quarter. It was impressive. So nice matchup here. Is jumping up for both teams will be Zach Scott, the 6'8 center, and our own Bo Rydalch at 6'5. So it'll be interesting to see who gets that tip. And we'll look forward to another aggressive and energetic field defensive group for this South Summit Wildcat. All move well, all quick, athletic, good defensive sound kids, and it'll be good to see. So thanks for joining us again. Appreciate Joe Santos joining and filling in here tonight, and we'll hopefully bring you some good action.
Yeah, we're looking forward. Like you said, they're a really athletic looking team.
All right, Zach and Bo ready to go up, and Zach Scott gets the tip for Summit Academy. Pulls up a little jumper, and right off the bat, number 25, Tyler Ferris gets the first bucket of the game, and South Summit's back on the attack real quickly as Santos, right off the bat, pulls a nice sideline fast break, and it's a 2-2 tied ball game already as Ferris now comes in and kicks it back out to McDougall. And a little jumper there from McDougall's no good, and Brad Richens comes down with the board. Good job there, South Summit limiting Summit Academy to one shot. Ball deflected, stolen. Zach Scott comes down with it, and now sideline break for Summit Academy on a deep three, no good. And Bo Rydalch with the defensive board. Kickoff to Flinders. South Summit on the run again. Flinders down the key. He goes all the way up the glass, no good. Thornton with the rebound. He puts it back up, no good. Ball's knocked out. It'll be Summit Academy ball. Quick tempo already. Victor Thornton doing a good job on the offensive glass, having a hard time getting it over the 6'8 center for Scott as South Summit now in the 1-2-2 press. Stephen Flinders at the point of that. Goes cross court over McDougall, now top of the key, over to Ferris and Scott with the little jumper. It rails out, no good. Nice offensive board by Newman for Summit Academy, who goes back to Scott, and they'll reset. Stephen Flinders now, tight man-to-man on Summit Academy as they go to McDougall. McDougall kicks off to another jumper by Scott, no good, and Brad Richens with the defensive board.
The nice thing is how we're getting the boards. I'm impressed with the box outs there.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of limiting to one shot, and they've been kind of 6'8", 10-foot jumpers, so South Summit gets another look after the shot. Bo Rydalch with the turnaround jumper. Kind of a jump hook, kind of a shot. It's no good, and Summit Academy back on the offensive end. They'll go to a wide-open three-pointer by McDougall, and it's good. Bailey McDougall gets his first points of the night, and he has now 3 points.
He was left wide open. There must have been a switch called, and somebody didn't go with it or something happened out there.
All right, so it is a 5-2 lead for Summit Academy. Victor Thornton takes an outside shot. It's no good. Back quickly with the little runner is number 15, Newman, and he gets a bucket. It's a 7-2 lead by Summit Academy.
I think Victor went down with that hit before it ever got there, and the ref didn't go for it.
So Summit Academy now jumping out to a quick early start. Something I'm sure they love to see as they try to go down low to Richens. Nothing there. They go top of the key to Rydalch. Rydalch trying to jockey for positions. Ball's knocked away, and Rydalch gets on the ground, but he slides with the possession. They'll call a travel. It'll be turnover South Summit, and it'll go over to Summit Academy. So South Summit struggling a little bit in these first initial possessions after they got the quick break from Santos. 3-4 possessions in a row where they've been able to get a bucket in, and now Summit Academy chance to extend an early 5-point lead. 5.5 minutes left in this first quarter. As now Newman working at offense. They go inside to Ferris. Ferris kicks out to Scott. Scott's bumped there by Brad Richens, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. It'll be the first foul on Brad Richens.
I'm trying to recognize some of these kids from last year. They opened up Maple Mountain, and some of the kids I'm sure went there, but it looks like there's several from last year's team.
Yeah, you never know with some of these charter private schools. It can be a quick turnaround in 1 year, and you never know from where they're going to come or where they're going to go. And you know, it's a pretty solid bet who's going to be here for South Summit.
Yeah, hopefully year to year.
All
a
right,
bit of progress.
Zach Scott gets his first point of the night, and it is a 6-point lead for Summit Academy. As Santos goes inside, nice position, and Rydalch, nice shot. Ball's knocked away and blocked by McDougal. Good defensive possession there for Summit Academy again, and back quickly comes Summit Academy. In the lane, nice pump fake and go. Kaylor Miller with his second bucket of the night, and it's a 10-2 lead for Summit Academy. And quickly up off the bench for South Summit comes Ty Jones. As Brad Richens now goes low to Rydalch. Rydalch gets into the lane, pump fakes, gets somebody up, no good. And Thornton hustles for the offensive board. It goes to Rydalch. Rydalch goes up, gets a foul, a lot of contact. Looked like it could have been a foul, but Bo Rydalch gets his first bucket of the night, a much-needed bucket for South Summit. It's a 10-4 lead, Summit Academy.
That was a needed bucket right there.
Summit Academy's done a nice job of breaking this press, and they get it into the lane quickly as Zach Scott now goes up. Ball's knocked away. No good, block shot, and Rydalch comes back. There's a blocking foul on 25 Ferris, and that'll be their first team foul of the night, and it's a 10-4 lead for the Bears as Victor Thornton will check out and Ty Jones checks in.
That was a foul a long ways away from the basket there.
It was. Certainly don't want to pick those up as South Summit now going with a little more quickness now to try to match this transitional quickness that Summit Academy's bringing. And so Jones now will help on this defensive end as they try to work their way into a shot. Santos gets in the lane. Good position. Blocking foul. And Santos, the bucket went in. They'll count it. Bracken Santos went left, got banged hard. He threw it up off the glass. It went down. He'll go to the free throw line as Santos has got two quick buckets, and he's got a chance to get his first or fifth point. He's averaging 5 points a game. He could have them right here in the first half of this first quarter. And a good break there for the Wildcats. See if Santos can finish the conventional three-point play. Shots up, and it's short, no good. Ball's knocked around, and down with it comes McDougal, and the Bears are back on the break. Newman now, quickly, ball's knocked away. There's a scramble for it. Nice job there by Flinders, diving out of bounds. Nice job there by the senior to try to save. Good defensive effort. It'll still be Summit Academy ball.
It'll be interesting to see how in shape Summit Academy are. They're pushing the ball pretty hard. See if they stay winded there.
3:53 left, first quarter. South Summit trailing by 4, 10-6. And they're working their half-court set. They do a nice job of spacing the floor, gives themselves a lot of cutters. As Newman will take a little 8-foot jumper on the baseline. It rims out. Santos with a good board. He comes out quickly. South Summit's on the run. They go to Jones. Jones up off the glass. Nice job. Ty Jones on the break. Assist from Santos. It's a 10-8 lead now for Summit Academy. South Summit's run off 6 in a row. They go down low to Scott. Scott hard off the glass. Banks it right in. And Scott picks up his third point of the night. It's a 12-8 lead. And back quickly off the glass. Santos on fire tonight. 6 quick points for the junior in the lineup. 2 juniors now with Jones and Santos. He's got 6 early as Scott comes back. And it rims in. Quick tempoed game.
There's not been a dribble in the last 5 points.
14-10 lead for the Bears. They go down low to Rydalch on the right block. Ball's knocked away and stolen, and the Bears are on the break again. And now stolen from Flinders. 3-on-2 for the Wildcats. And Rydalch goes up high. It's knocked away by Scott. And Flinders gets the offensive board. He's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's from one end to the other really quick.
All right, so slow things down here for a minute as Stephen Flinders will go to the free throw line. Kaylor Miller picks up his second personal foul. It's the third team foul on Summit Academy. Everybody will take a breather, myself included, as Flinders here will shoot 2. And his first shot's up, looks good, rims out, no good for Stephen Flinders.
He sure has a nice soft shot. That one looked like it was going to go down.
Yeah, he's got a good high rotation as well. Good looking shot there. Hopefully this one will find its way in. 4-point lead for the Bears early. 2:43 left, first quarter. Flinders' next one is going to roll in. Stephen gets the second. 14-11 now, Summit Academy. 3-point deficit as South Summit drops back into half-court man-to-man, and Flinders will guard Newman quickly. Nice jump there by Bo Rideout. They go to Scott on the steal, and rebound to Brad Richens. He gets the defensive board, kicks to Flinders. Flinders goes inside to Rideouts. Rideouts gets in the lane. He goes up, ball knocked away again, and the length of Zach Scott's giving Rideouts a little bit of trouble as he's knocked a couple of shots of Rideouts away, and back quickly comes Newman. Good defense by Flinders, and South Summit's on the break again. Flinders kicks over to an open Brad Richens for 3, no good. Santos with the offensive board off the glass, no good, and Scott clears the glass for the Bears. 2 minutes left, first quarter. Ferris now with a quick shot, no good, and Flinders with the board. Like you said, there's about a 5-second shot clock on that Summit Academy team. They waste little time getting a shot up as Brad Richens now kicks a 3. And Brad Richens with a big three-pointer on the baseline. He ties it up. It's a 14-14 game as South Summit now has gone on a 12-4 run to get this thing back locked up. And it's going to be a foul. Looks like on Steven. He'll pick up a little black foul.
It's so loud here, I didn't even hear the whistle.
So we got 1:32 left. Good first quarter here by both teams. Active and an exciting game to watch as both teams up and down the court quickly, getting quick shots off, hitting many of them. As number 34, Summit Academy's checked in, Hagan Hines, right in front of the South Summit bench, and ball knocked away. Santos almost with the steal. Good hustle as number 1, Whedon, has checked in for Summit Academy. He barrels in out of control, and Bo Rideouts takes the charge. Nice job there as the out-of-control Whedon just went recklessly into the lane, bangs into Rideouts. Offensive foul. It'll be South Summit basketball.
That was not even going towards the basket. That was more going towards the sideline. I don't know where he was headed. I think he was just looking for contact, and luckily the ref didn't give it to him.
All right, so Richens over to Jones. 1:15 left, first quarter. Ball game tied up. Santos tries to go down low to Richens. Richens squares up. Ball's knocked away by Scott. Goes up top to Santos. A little more patience on this offensive set. Foul there by number 30. Big number 30.
I think
Hagan Hines, 6-footer, 210 junior. And he got on top of Jones there and fell right on top of him. Took Jones down. We got a little rough.
Looked like a little football tackle right there for a second.
All right, so Rideouts with an open baseline jumper, and it's good. Three-pointer there by Bo Rideouts. And he gets his second bucket of the night. And it's a 3-point lead for the Wildcats as Scott takes a deep 3, no good. And up high, a scramble for the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball. And possession arrow is going to go to South Summit. So good quarter here from Santos and Rideouts, keeping the scoring going as they got 5 from Rideouts, 6 from Santos. 3-pointer for Richens, a 2-pointer by Ty Jones, and a free throw for Stephen Flinders. 17 points for our Wildcats. They lead by 3. 35 seconds left in this quarter. South Summit burning some clock. And we'll see how far they want to go as they give a give and go to Jones. Jones in the lane, ball's knocked away. Could have been goaltending as Scott's hand went right up through the net. They don't call it, and so Summit Academy will get a chance for the last shot of the quarter. My guess is they'll not go 15 seconds, and they don't. Turnover, South Summit back on the break. Flinders down the lane, tries to go to Santos. Santos comes up, and Santos with the shot. An 8-point quarter for Santos. 5-point lead, 2 seconds, 1. Ball's up, and this first quarter is going to end. No good for the Bears as South Summit with a high-scoring first quarter, 19-14 lead. We'll take a break. All right, we're at the beginning of the second quarter. An exciting and entertaining first quarter. South Summit got down 10-2, but they go on a 17-4 run to finish off that first quarter. Started hitting some shots, taking a little better care of the basketball, a little fewer turnovers, starting to adjust to the length of Summit Academy. They lead by 5. We're underway as now the Bears with McDougal on the left wing will get things going over to Ferris. Ferris takes a three-pointer. It's up, no good. Fight for the board, Hines, and it bounces off to Santos. Santos comes out with it, goes quickly to Jones. Jones back to Santos, up top to Brad Richens. Wide open Flinders down the lane. They go against him. Richens goes hard in the lane, and he's going to get a foul on number 33, Zach Scott, a blocking foul. And I guess it was Scott. Are they getting something? Nope, they're going to get Ferris on the reach before the block shot.
That's 2 on Ferris.
2 on Ferris now. 16 foul already on Summit Academy. Brad Richens will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one's up and good. His 4th point of the night. It's a 6-point lead for South Summit.
Brad came into the season with a little bit of football rust, but he's shaking that off. He's shooting quite well.
He shot quite well these last few games.
As I say that, he misses a free throw.
Bo Rideouts does a good job of trying to get the board. Ball's knocked away, and it goes to Summit Academy. Ferris brings it up. Goes to an open McDougal who takes the 3. It's hard, no good. Fight for the board, and Jones comes down with it. He's got a breakaway all alone. Goes job. Ball knocked away. Good job by Dallas Whedon, the Summit Academy. And he gets his hand on the ball just enough to get it out of Ty Jones's hands, and Jones trying to regain possession, knocks it out of bounds. So a nice break there for Summit Academy. Good hustle there by Ty Jones. Whedon now will bring it up for Summit Academy. Ferris wasting no time. Deep 3, no good. McDougal on the offensive board. Kicks out to Hines on a wide open 3, and it's good. And Hines comes in, hits a big 3, cuts the lead 2-3. It's 20-17 for South Summit. All right, South Summit now working their way on this man-to-man defense. Summit Academy. Brad Richens pulls it back out. South Summit's done a nice job in recent possessions of getting some good looks. Santos will now allow some cutters to go through. He'll go high post to Jones. Back door. 2 and a hammer. Bringing down the hammer. Bo Rideouts. Slam one home on the backdoor pass from Ty Jones. And Bo Rideouts with his 7th point of the night. Nothing excites a crowd like a slam dunk in 2A basketball. Offensive foul on Summit Academy. As Bo Rideouts jumped the screen, Whedon barreled right into it. It'll be South Summit basketball, much to the dismay of the Summit Academy bench, upset by that call.
I'll tell you what, Bo got up and on top of that rim really quick.
Love when that rim breaks away too. A lot of excitement there as Bo Rideouts hammers down. And now a lob pass inside to Rideouts. He comes up under, no good. Good defense by the Bears. Santos comes down, back to Rideouts. Good position. He loses the handle, goes off his foot. Turnover South Summit. Give us a chance here. A couple of guys a little winded. Give them a chance to walk up slowly on the turnover. South Summit still leading by 5, 22-17. 6 minutes left, second quarter.
Oh, that was a walk.
As Ferris now trying to find some cutters, backs it out slowly, gets a high screen from Scott. Nothing there, ball's knocked away. Whedon able to get it. South Summit does a nice job denying passes. Always hands up in passing lanes. 3-point shot is up, no good. Hard off the glass by number 0, Jag Singh, that's checked in. Santos goes baseline to Richens. 3-pointer, no good. Rideouts hustling in for the board, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Summit Academy basketball.
Like you said, Bo hustled down that court from about mid-court and got down there, and too bad the rebound was a little hard for him.
Woo, fast pace. Several South Summit guys got hands on hips, trying to catch their breath as Flinders will guard number 3, who's checked in now. I don't have a number 3 on my roster. See if they got some on the internet. It looks like there's a foul, and it's going to be a foul on Bo Rideouts. And let me see if I can find who number 3 is. He's not on the program here. Looks like Nate Fear is his name. They got it wrong in our program. He's number 5. So going to the free throw line, Zach Scott with his first free throws, no good. That's 3 team fouls on South Summit. Bo Rideouts is going to get a break, probably a much needed breather. 5:22 left. Junior Jason Griffin will check into the ball game. So you got Thornton, Jones, Griffin, Flinders, and Santos for the Wildcats. Zach Scott's second shot is up and good. Cuts the lead to 4. 22-18 margin for the Wildcats. Flinders now dribbles hard right, gets into the lane, softly off the glass, no good, but Flinders on the Griffin with the offensive board. He gets his first bucket just into the game. Good job there by Jason Griffin. Offensive board and put back. He extends the lead 24-18 as McDougal goes up. Air ball, no good. Santos trying to save it out of bounds. Steps on the line. It'll be Summit Academy basketball.
Yeah, Griffin, way to make your presence known.
Fair will throw it in for the Bears. They go to McDougal. McDougal's down low to Scott. Scott drop steps, left hand, too hard off the glass. Ball bounced around, fight for it. It's going to be a jump ball between Griffin and Ferris. It's going to be South Summit basketball.
Tell you what, Griffin went up high in there and was able to get a tie-up.
2 consecutive possessions. Jason Griffin has been on the offensive glass. So good job, Griff, coming in. Stephen Flinders will now take a break at getting a breather as Bo Rideout gets about a 1-minute breather, and he's back into the ball game as Thornton will inbound to Santos. Santos now walks it up, gives his guys a chance to catch their breath. Rideout's posting big. He's got good position. He backs his way in, and he's going to go to the free throw line. 2 shots. He's fouled from behind by Ferris. And if that's going to be on McDougal. That's McDougal's first, 8th team foul on Summit Academy. So Bo Rideouts will get a chance to get 2 from the free throw line. Rideouts' first is short.
I think he's a little tired.
Yeah, looked like a tired free throw right there. A lot of arm, not much leg, and a lot of heavy breathing. See if he can regather a little bit. Use a little more of those legs. Get it just over the front of the iron. And he does it. Good job, Bo. Salvaging the second free throw. He's got 8 on the night, leading South Summit in scoring along with Bracken Santos with 8 in the first quarter. 4:37 left. South Summit up by 7, 25-18. Pace is slowed down just a little. High post look to Scott, tries to go backdoor, gets it to Fair. Nice up and under from Fair. He gets the bucket. It's a 25-20 lead. And Santos now dribbles in the lane, and he's hammered there by Fair, and that'll send Santos to the free throw line.
I'd be interested to see what Bo Rideouts' free throw percentage is this year. He's done a really good job shooting his free throws.
He has. He's got to be 70-80%, I'm sure. Santos now's free throw. First one is up and good. Bracken Santos gets his ninth point of the night. South Summit right now is 3 for 5 at the free throw. Nope, they are 4 for 6 from the free throw line. And next shot is up and good. Santos hits 2 big ones. He's got 10 double figures, doubling his season average already in this first half. And inbounding will be McDougal for the Bears, and they'll go to Fair.
Got Richens in for Santos to give him a breather.
Starting to cycle guys through a little bit to get a breather. Newman's back in the ball game. He goes baseline to McDougal. McDougal takes the 3. It rims out, but a good hustle there on the offensive board from Miller. Unable to save it, however. It goes to Rideouts, and Rideouts will bring it up. He gets in the lane, little jumper, and Bo Rideouts with the shot. And Bo continuing to score. He's got 5 in each quarter. He's got 10 on the game. It's a 29-20 lead for the South Summit as they're continuing to extend. Deep three-pointer, no good. Defensive board to Bo Rideouts, and South Summit will quickly go up the lane. They go inside to Griffin. Griffin leans in. Ball's knocked away by Ty Jones, who goes over to the baseline to Richens. And Richens hits the three-pointer. South Summit starting to catch fire. Summit Academy wants a full timeout. South Summit's extended the lead to 12. 32-20 lead. We'll take a break. 3:27 left, second quarter. It's Summit Academy basketball. South Summit has extended to a 12-point lead, 32-20 lead for our Wildcats. They've gone on a nice about 6-8 minute run here where they've extended what was an 8-point deficit to a 12-point lead, outscoring Summit Academy by 20, and Summit Academy comes out of the timeout with a turnover. Disappointing the coach as he's not wanting a turnover on a timeout on the offensive end. And Thornton now right at midcourt will inbound for the Wildcats. He'll go to Richens in the backcourt. 3:13 left in this first half. It's Jones. Going high to Rydalch on the lob, and Rydalch gets the bucket. Good assist there by Jones to Rydalch again. It's a 14-point lead. And back quickly comes a block. Oh, wow, he's barreling in as Bo Rydalch takes another charge. As number 32, Kaylor Miller, slammed right in to the set Bo Rydalch. It's an offensive foul. Turnover Summit Academy. 2:57 left. Now Summit Academy starting to apply some full court pressure of their own, trying to change this pace. They go middle to Richens, over to Rydalch and back to Richens. Nicely done there by South Summit. As Summit Academy now trying to slow down this South Summit offense. Victor Thornton now on the baseline, skips over to Rydalch. He gets the open three. It's short, no good, and the rebound goes to Fair, and Thornton meets him there with the blocking foul. It'll be a foul on Thornton. Not a bad foul. Slow the break right down there. Thornton only picks up his fourth team foul only on South Summit, so still 3 away from the bonus. Ty Jones will check out, had some good minutes there. Ty Jones did. Needed a good little spark as we were down a little bit. He brought some of it, so good job there by the junior. 2:32 left in this first half. South Summit continuing to lead, 34-20. Fair now in a little bit of trouble. Goes high post to Scott. Scott turns and faces. Shot's a little flat. It rims out. No good. And Rydalch again. Baseball pass low to Richens. And Richens misses the wide open layup. Darn it. Richens had a great look on a big baseball pass from Rydalch. Would have been a heartbreaking basket for Summit Academy. Would have extended to 16. Unable to convert it as Summit Academy back on the offensive end. As now swinging the ball back and forth in the lane. Fair goes to a Scott. Nice dish from Fair to Zach Scott. Much needed bucket there for Summit Academy. It's a 12-point lead. And the pressure now going again as Brad Richens gets the skip pass all the way across court from Flinders. And South Summit no trouble as Griffin now with the open three. And Griffin bangs a big three. About touching the beams at the top. It drops right in as Griffin with 5 points off the bench, doing a great job for the Wildcats. Fair now trying to go down low to Scott. Scott's got good position. Little fadeaway jumper, no good. And with the offensive board is Miller. And ball's knocked away. It's going to go to South Summit off the knee. Good hands there by the South Summit defenders. It's a 15-point lead with 1:14 left, second quarter. Thornton now getting another breather as Zach Atkinson comes in, trying to add a little three-point shooting, little ball handling, a little quickness. Flinders now will clear things out as they cross underneath. They go high post look to Rydalch, over to Richens. And Rydalch trying to post. He's got good look down low. He's going to turn a little jumper, no good. Good defense there by McDougal. They kick the middle to Fair and Summit Academy on the break. Little pull-up lefty jumpers, no good. And hustling is Brad Richens, knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll be Summit Academy basketball.
Tell you what, Summit Academy's had a ton of shots that almost go down and come out. So.
Yeah, they've had several halfway in, rimmed out. They go up high to Zach Scott on the inbounds. He's almost got it stolen and does. South Summit's got a 2-on-1 break. Flinders to Atkinson up off, just rims out, but Flinders on the putback. Good job, Stephen Flinders, his third point of the night. It's a 17-point lead by South Summit. As McDougal trying to salvage in a possession here, and there's going to be a little hold foul on South Summit. Not a big deal again, only the 5th team foul. Summit Academy will have to start again from the out-of-bounds side. And South Summit doing a good job minimizing fouls, only 5 in the first half, keeping people out of foul trouble, putting a lot of pressure on the Bears as Summit Academy gets the ball in. Little jumper there, and it finally bangs down for Jacob Newman. It's a 15-point lead. South Summit can play for the last shot, up by 15 as we mentioned. Flinders will walk it up slowly. 14 seconds left. Flinders holding right at midcourt. He's going to try to go off the dribble, gets into the lane, dishes over to an open Bo Rydalch, and unfortunately unable to convert, but he's fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line to get two. Got Rydalch on the back of the head, and he'll be able to shoot 2 free throws with 5 seconds left.
I think it was a delayed whistle because the ref up on top was waiting for the guy right there 5 feet away to call it, but I think he had a better angle, like you said, on the hit on the head.
So Bo Rydalch get a chance to get a couple one from the free throw line. Gets it. He's now 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Get a chance to go 3 for 4. Having a good second quarter. He's got 8 points in this second quarter. Could have a chance to get 9. Shots up and good. Nice job, Bo Rydalch. 5 seconds left. Summit Academy a chance to get one more shot off Newman into the lane. And he does. Great job by Newman. Going the length of the court, knifing his way softly off the glass. Second quarter will end with that nice shot by Newman. It's a 15-point lead for South Summit. 41-26. We'll take a break for halftime. Be back with a few stats. Enjoy the halftime. Great first half by our South Summit Wildcats. Scoring a lot of points. 41, 22 in that second quarter, 19 in the first. South Summit out to a good 15-point lead. We'll take a break for a few minutes. Thanks for joining us. All right, hope you've enjoyed the halftime, brought to you by the South Summit drill team, who's had a great year thus far. We're region champions last week and looking forward to a nice state competition for them. They did a great job, as well as our South Summit cheerleaders, with our school song, and we always have some good groups and some good student support for our activities, and a good student body that brings you some good athletics and activities and academics all the way around. Great job of kids in many aspects of our school up here. As we end this first half, we have 1 minute left in this first half. Few stats to bring to you. South Summit was led by Bo Rydalch with 14, followed by Bracken Santos with 10, Brad Richens 7, Jason Griffin with 5 off the bench, Ty Jones with 2 off the bench, and Stephen Flinders had 3 for a total of 41. Good high scoring first half for our South Summit Wildcats as they lead by 15, got off to a little bit of a slow start, but finished off very strongly and had a nice 22-point second quarter, matched up with a 19-point first quarter, and 41 points is a nice effort to start off this first half. As the second half comes out, Joe, what do we got to keep doing to keep this momentum rolling?
That passing the ball, I think what happened at the very first is they were kind of just looking for the best first good shot. After that, they worked for a better shot. They'd make one more pass, get to that better shot, and I think it paid dividends. So hopefully they can do that starting off here.
Absolutely. They were in a nice little flow offensively where they were getting a lot of assists, a lot fewer turnovers, some good offensive putbacks, which all led to a nice offensive half, and their defense is always solid. See if we can't put it together again as Scott starts this game with a deep three. Ball's knocked away on the board from Summit Academy. It'll be South Summit basketball. So we're just underway. Third quarter here at South Summit High School. South Summit leading by 15. Like to extend this lead to start this third quarter, as Flinders will bring it up, and he'll jump stop and skip it over to Richens. Richens tries baseline, shut down by Scott, pulls it out, and Flinders now will try to find something. South Summit doing a good job driving and dishing as Santos tries a little runner off the baseline. It's short. Zach Scott comes down with the board, and quickly Summit Academy back on the end is Hines. Deep three is no good, and Bo Rydalch with the rebound. Baseball pass quick to Richens. Richens comes down with the loose ball as Santos into the lane. Up high, no good. Ball kind of deflected there by Scott, and quickly Ferris comes back with the three. He hits a big three-pointer, and Summit Academy gets the first points of this third quarter. They shorten this lead to a 12-point lead. It's 41-29 as they go down low to Rydalch. Good position. He gets into the lane, no good. And a little contact. Bo wanting to foul there, unable to get it from the official, and it'll be Summit Academy basketball.
That ball crawled back out of the rim.
Bears now looking low. Good position from Scott. Little jump hook, no good. Nice defense there, going up high. Bo Rydalch altered that shot, and Flinders comes back. Goes to Brad Richens. And once again, another shot altered by Scott, the big 6'8 center, as Richens trying to get some contact. They go back to Hines. Hines tries to go baseline. Shut down well there by Thornton. They go inside to Scott. Turnaround jumper short. Good D there by Rydalch again, and Flinders comes out with the ball, and they skip over to Santos. Santos a little runner, and it's no good. And Scott with the board, and Summit Academy back on the offensive end. Newman with the little jumper at the free throw line as Santos flies by. He gets a little part of the arm. He'll pick up the foul, and it'll be 2 shots for Newman. Be the first foul of the half for South Summit. That's Santos's first personal foul. He's a little frustrated with that shot he thought wanted to go in, unable to get it. Hustled back and got a little of the elbow of Newman, and Newman will shoot 2.
I was hoping as he came out from the side, hopefully to get the ball, but got a little elbow.
Newman gets the first free throw, and South Summit Academy comes out with the first 4 points. They got a chance to shorten this lead to 10 with another free throw from Newman. Newman's second shot rims around and drops in. It's a 10-point lead. So Summit Academy starts this third quarter on a 5-0 run. South Summit needs to take a good possession, get themselves a good easy shot, and stop the little run here by the Bears. As Flinders getting pushed out big. He gets in the lane. Left-handed shots blocked away, and Flinders, as he went down, got a piece of the ball on the block shot. It'll be Summit Academy basketball.
We're back to that as we talk, kind of taking the first decent look without that extra pass. Hopefully we can get back to that.
5:38 left, first quarter. Kind of a slow, quiet start again for South Summit as Newman takes a three, and it rims out. Would have been a big shot by Summit Academy. Fortunately, it rolls out. Bo Rideout's there for the board. And South Summit trying to get a nice back cut there from Santos. Santos trying to go on a little inbound entry to Rideouts and unable to handle it. It'll be turnover, South Summit. There'll be a timeout on the court from South Summit. 5:18 left. South Summit unable to score thus far in this third quarter. The lead is down to 10, 41-31. It'll be Summit Academy basketball on the South Summit turnover. 5:18 left, third quarter. Summit Academy has trimmed a 15-point halftime lead to a 10-point lead now. South Summit's gone 3 minutes to start this half with no scoring. As now Rideout's trying to reach around on the post defense there on Scott. Picks up a reaching foul. Doesn't like the call. It'll be the second team foul on South Summit. That'll be Bo Rideout's second foul. We don't want him getting the third. As McDoodle comes in on the inbounds play. It's rolling around, no good. Newman with the turnaround, put back, and he gets it. Newman having a great little run here as he puts up two more. It's an 8-point lead for the Wildcats as the Bears now on a 7-0 run. They go up high to Rideouts. Ball's knocked away. Rideouts comes down with it, and he's going to get the foul and go to the free throw line. Good job there by Bo as the lob pass wasn't quite high enough for him. And a couple of bare hands got on the ball, knocked it away. Rideouts are able to reclaim it, went up high, got fouled. He'll go to the free throw line to try to get these first points for South Summit in this third quarter.
Bare hands.
Amen. As he's a little short on the first free throw, Bo is. He'll miss the first, get a chance here to get the second. Need a point here. Almost halfway through this third quarter. Failed to score yet. Rideouts needs this one, and this one is good. Good job there by Bo. Picks up his 15th point of the night. It's back to a 9-point lead. And the Bears now will try to cut it to 6 or 7. Scott out extended on the wing. They go up top to Newman. Wide open Hines for three. It's no good. Good box out there by the Wildcats. Rideouts comes down with the defensive board. Flinders over to Richens. South Summit. Get that passing going. Ball movement down low to Rideouts. Rideouts trying to cross over. Goes baseline. Kicks over to Richens. Richens in the lane. He's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Looks like the foul is going to be on number 32, Kaylor Miller. Richens will go to the free throw line. His second time at the line. He was 1 for 2 in the second quarter. Richens had a nice first half. 7 points. 2 big three-pointers.
And a lot of boards.
Yeah, and a lot of rebounds as Brad. Free throw is good. Brad's got, looks like, a little bit of a new free throw philosophy. He doesn't use much of anything but his arms right there, as his whole lower body's pretty still. If it works for him, go with it as Brad gets the second. A little deep on that one. And he gets 1 for 2. 4:18 left, halfway through this third period. And Hines goes baseline, and Ty Jones is going to foul him on a little blocking foul. Tripped Hines up. Hines went down pretty hard. That'll be the third team foul on South Summit, and that's the first personal foul on Ty Jones. It'll be Summit Academy ball. High look here for the Bears. They go inside to Scott. Scott, little turnaround jumper, and it's good. And Summit Academy gets a bucket, down to 8 points again, 43-35, as Flinders gets a high screen from Santos. Trying to find Rideouts down low. Good position, leans in, and he gets the offensive foul, leaning in to number 0, Singh. Jag Singh is checked into the ball game, and Rideouts leans into him, picks up the offensive foul. That's the third personal foul on Rideouts. He's going to have to check out of the ball game, and Jason Griffin will check in. Things not going the way South Summit would like them to. It's been a rough first 4 minutes of this third quarter as they've only scored 2 points, 2 free throws. And South Summit needs to get something going here. Inside to Scott. Scott on a lob pass. Goes up with the shot. He's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Looks like they're going to get Jason Griffin with the foul, his first foul, and now South Summit racking up some fouls. 15 foul already in this third quarter. Certainly don't want to be in the bonus for a period and a half. So going to have to be a little smarter with the hands on defense as Scott's free throw's good. And Summit Academy has shortened this lead to the shortest in well over a quarter now, as it's a 7-point lead for the Wildcats, but it's getting trimmed away by these Bears to start this quarter. It's down to 6. 43-37, South Summit needs a big shot here. Somebody to step up and make a basket as Flinders gets in the lane and goes over to Jones. Jones takes the jumper, it's short, and it's out, and Summit Academy on the run again as Newman. Good job there by Jones, getting a hand on the ball, knocks it out of bounds to stop the break. It's hard now for a coach to try to decide what is it we need to do to get things rolling again when things were going so well in that second period. Now inside, good position by Scott, short on the rebound. He's able to fight for the ball and comes out to Fair. Newman with an open 3, and Newman bangs the 3, and the lead is down to 3 points, 43-40. As Summit Academy has outscored South Summit 14-2 in this period. Another turnover by the Wildcats. And our Wildcats in a little bit of trouble here as Summit Academy feeling some momentum. Newman up top to Ferris. Ferris pulls up for a jumper. It's down. 2-pointer, and it's a 1-point lead. 2:56 left, third quarter. And Coach Hatz wants a timeout. He decides let's give him one more possession as he was trying to call him over. And he will. Santos will come over, and it'll be a timeout. South Summit, 2:46 left. South Summit in a little trouble here as they've given a 15-point lead into a 1-point lead. We'll take a break. Be back. .246 left, third quarter. Much different game in this third quarter. South Summit was rolling in that second quarter, put up 22 points. All pistons firing on the offensive and defensive end. Things have bogged down a little bit here as Griffin gets a wide open look out of the timeout. It's no good. And Singh for Summit Academy comes down with the bucket, and Summit Academy can take the lead. They go inside to Scott. Ball's knocked away. Good job there by Richens. They go up top to Richens on the break. He's fouled and finishes. Exactly what South Summit needed. Big senior stepping up on a nice pass from Flinders as Richens went up, got fouled, got a lot of contact, laid it softly off the glass, finishes the bucket, and he'll go to the free throw line with a chance to get a three-point play.
Hopefully we can get this free throw here.
And short on the free throw as Brad misses. Still a big bucket. It extends the lead to 3, 45-42. Newman now is stolen away by Jones. Jones all alone. He goes up high, just misses, but a rebound put back by Griffin. And Griffin gets a big bucket on the defensive turnover from Jones. Did a good job following the play. Gets the easy put back. It's a 5-point lead now. Ferris into the lane. He pulls up on the jumper. It's no good. Fight for the ball. It goes out, and Richens has a chance to get it. He's all alone and is going to be fouled on the shot. On the loose ball. Good job by South Summit deflecting that ball towards the South Summit basket. Richens did a good job of hustling for the loose ball. He's fouled. It'll be South Summit basketball.
Almost a breakaway there.
Yeah, I thought it was almost too bad he did foul him because Brad would have had a wide open layup with nobody around. Flinders will inbound. Sometimes a tough spot. He gets it into Jones. Jones secures the ball, kicks off to Santos. And now they'll go into the offensive set. Richens over to Santos, and Santos travels, little hesitation, didn't get his ball down with his feet quick enough. It'll be a turnover. Summit Academy basketball now, right in front of the South Summit. Good cheering section tonight, trying to cheer these guys on to a little energy. 1:45 left in the third quarter. Ferris goes baseline, tries to kick back to Scott. Scott does a good job of getting the loose ball. He goes into Fair, and Singh now. Singh up top to Newman. And Newman will pull it out, goes behind his back, guarded closely there by Flinders as Newman kicks over to Singh and over to Scott. Scott dribbles, gets into the lane, and he travels. Turnover, Summit Academy. Good defensive series there from the Wildcats.
Yeah, good aggressive defense.
Really harassing on the ball as Summit Academy really couldn't get a pass off and had a hard time driving. Got a little frustrated. Scott's going to check out for Summit Academy to get a breather. So each team not having their big man in, as Rideout just sitting down with 3 fouls. Scott gets a breather. 1:18 left, crucial time here for the Wildcats as they try to extend this lead in this third quarter. 1:12 as they've done a nice job in these last couple of minutes of readjusting and extending what was a precarious 1-point lead now up to 5. Being very patient as Summit Academy with the big man out has dropped into a zone with Singh in the middle, and they go high post over to Richens and over to Flinders. Flinders will take the 3. It's no good, but Richens gets the offensive board inside to Griffin. Ball's knocked away. Turnover to Summit Academy. Newman on the break, right side. He spins into the lane, and a nice move there by Newman. And Newman gets the bucket. It's back to a 3-point lead for South Summit. 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Richens dribbles right, goes cross court over to Santos. Santos just inside the 3-point line, puts up the shot, no good. Jones on the offensive putback, knocked away, and Griffin gets the loose ball, and Santos will get in the lane, goes into Jones, and the ball's knocked off Jones' hands. It'll be South Summit basketball. Official pointed Summit Academy way for just a minute, but realized he had pointed the wrong direction. Ball will stay with South Summit right under their basket. Need a good inbounds play right here as it's Santos and Jones low, and they knife off. Jones takes the 3-pointer. It's no good. Up high, Flinders in. Looked like he got fouled, no call, but Jones comes down with the loose ball. Turnaround by Brad Richens, no good. And Jones with an offensive board. Lots of activity, no good. South Summit got several looks to finish off this third quarter. Unable to fall, but a great effort to try to get a shot down as the intensity level of this gym's kicked up a notch or two as during the break trying to get a call as it was unable to be called in South Summit's way. So as this third quarter ends, it's a 3-point lead for South Summit, 47-44. We'll take a break. Well, completely different third quarter as Summit Academy gets an 18-point quarter while our South Summit Wildcats get only a 6-1. So a 12-point turnaround. It's a 3-point lead for South Summit. Still in good shape. Settle in right here, have a good quarter, finish this game off as Griffin now goes into Jones, skips over to Flinders for the 3-pointer. Flinders banks it in! Flinders will take it. He obviously didn't call it, but he'll take it. Three-pointer by Stephen. It's a 50-44 lead. And now scramble, Singh steps on the line. It's South Summit basketball. Good hustle again on the defensive end. Joe, like you said, this game's funny. One big shot on a crazy bounce can really change the pace. We'll see if that one did it as Flinders bangs one hard off the top of the key, off the glass. It counts, and all the same as Rydalch now back into the ball game will help on the offensive end as Richens in a little bit of trouble. Flinders able to help him out, gets into the lane, ball's knocked away, and he's going to get fouled on the drive. It'll be 2 shots for Stephen Flinders. Foul on number 3, fair for Summit Academy, and Flinders awful active on the offensive end, doing a good job getting into the lane. He's fouled on the drive. He needs 2 free throws.
Back to that one extra pass that we were talking about, making a big difference.
Good job there by Stephen. Let's see if he can hit a couple free throws. First one is perfect. Good job by Stephen. Gets his 4th point of the quarter and his 7th point of the ball game. Having a good game, Stephen is. And he'll see if he can hit the second. Second free throw is going to roll in. Good job, Stephen. 2 big free throws. He has 5 consecutive points, and it's up to an 8-point lead as Stephen has started South Summit in the right direction in this 4th quarter with the first 5 points. Ball's deflected. It'll stay with Summit Academy. Good hands by the South Summit defense. Checking in the ball game for Summit Academy, number 24, Bailey McDougall, and checking out, good minutes for Summit Academy is Jag Singh. And so inbounding for Summit Academy is Fair. They go up top to Ferris. And Ferris trying to find Scott, who's checked back into the game. And they go to Fair. Fair inside to Scott. Good position. Gets some help. And Flinders reaching in is going to get the foul.
Travel.
Good help as 3 men suck down on Scott to help out. Unfortunately, Stephen gets the foul, his 2nd personal foul, and that'll be the 16th foul. South Summit had 5 real quick fouls in that 3rd quarter. They did a good job of not picking one up till then to finish off the 3rd quarter. So still at 16 fouls. Next foul will put Summit Academy into the bonus as a good dish to Scott from Fair. And he gets the bucket. It's a 52-46 lead. Flinders back quickly for the Wildcats. Into the lane, kicks over to Griffin. Griffin dribbles down to baseline. Nothing there. He has to kick it back up top. South Summit a little more active on the offensive end. Nice pick there from Rydalch as Jones unable to convert, but gets the steal on the hustle. Goes back to Jones, up top to Richens, over to Rydalch for the wide open 3. Get out! Yes, Bo Rydalch with the big 3. Good hustle there by Ty Jones, keeping the play alive on 2 occasions. And Bo Rydalch can thank the effort there of the junior for an extra shot. He took advantage of it. It's back to a 9-point lead, and Scott takes the 3. No good, big rebound by Richens. And Flinders now, quick break over to Griffin. Griffin into the lane, misses the easy runner, too hard off the glass, and Scott comes down for the Bears. Tough break, that would have been a big one from Griffin as he got a great look but unable to convert as Fair goes to Scott on a little baseline jumper, and it rattles around and drops. Summit Academy holding on, still down by 7, trying to trade basket for basket with these Wildcats. The South Summit trying to extend a lead, give them a little breathing room. They're trying to find Rydalch. They go low. They kick up top. Open 3 for Brad Richens. No good. But Jones again on the loose ball. Over to Flinders. Flinders into the lane. Kicks back to Bo. Guarded there closely by McDougall. He pulls up for the 3. Bo Rydalch on consecutive 3-pointers. It's a 6-point turn right there for Rydalch on consecutive 3-pointers, and now it's a 10-point lead for the Wildcats. Jump the screen, go to Scott down low. Little jump hook, no good. Fighting hard for Richens. They go down to Rydalch. Rydalch over to Griffin. Ball's knocked away. Darn it, as Griffin had an open look. Summit Academy did a nice job getting their hand up, knocked that ball away. It's a timeout for Summit Academy, a full one. It's back to a 10-point lead for South Summit, 58-48, 4:48 remaining, 4th quarter. It's going to be South Summit basketball under our own basket. Stephen Flinders is going to inbound for the Wildcats. And they'll get a cross cutter to Brad Richens. Back goes to Richens. Nice inbound play. Tough break there as Richens unable to convert the give and go. And now Newman will come back for Summit Academy. Nice inbound play from South Summit. Richens would like to have that one back on a good feed there from Rydalch as Newman getting things going for the Bears. He's going to pull up for a three, and it's good. Newman gets the big shot for the Bears. It's a 58-51 lead for South Summit, 7-point lead as Newman had a great second half for Summit Academy. Really been the spark plug. He's got over 10 in this quarter, or this half, and Bo Rydalch is going to get a blocking, or is going to get fouled on a block, and that puts South Summit 1 point away from the bonus. So that's the fourth foul on McDougal, or on Ferris. So we'll see if his coach rides him here or if he takes a breather. They go inside to Brad Richens on another great inbounds play and unable to convert again. Brad getting frustrated.
How many point blanks have we missed?
2 good looks in a row as he hustles back and almost gets the turnover, unable to secure it. Good hustle as he's visibly frustrated with a couple of missed shots he'd like to have back, but working hard on the defensive end as Griffin will check out. Bracken Santos back into the ball game. So Santos, Richens, Jones, Rydalch, and Flinders in for the Wildcats. In low to Scott. Scott, good position, unable to convert on the jump hook, and Richens with another big rebound. He goes to Santos. Santos down low to Rydalch. Rydalch forces it up. He's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. And Bo Rydalch having another great quarter, his 8th point of the quarter. And South Summit now has over doubled what they scored in the entire third quarter, and we're just halfway into the fourth.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, Rydalch has 8 himself, and Stephen Flinders has 5. And Rydalch's 9th point of the quarter, and he's got 24 on the ball game, right about at his average of 23. They go low to Scott. Scott with the left-handed turn. Good shot there by Scott. Avoided Rydalch's defense with the left hand. And they go down to Santos again. In low to Rydalch. Rydalch is bumped, and he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1.
That will be good shooting the rest of the way here.
So the foul's on McDougal. That's the 8th team foul on Summit Academy. And McDougal's going to foul out of this ball game. His 5th personal, and Singh will check back in for the Bears. So good opportunity here to get it to 10 if Rydalch can convert. It's no good on the 1-and-1, and Jones again on a great hustle on a loose ball. Inside to Rydalch, and Rydalch converts. Great job again by Ty Jones on the loose ball. A great assist from Bracken Santos, and Bo Rydalch gets another bucket off. His teammates working hard to extend the possession. It's a 10-point lead for the Wildcats. And things looking much better now as Santos flies in on the inbound entry. Ball taken away on the steal, and now South Summit playing good basketball again. Rydalch with the 3, feeling it. It's rolling around, no good, and Scott with the board. Fair will bring it back for the Bears. Into Newman. Newman trying to go low to Singh. Singh will kick it back out to Newman, no good, and Santos again with the board. 2:41 left. South Summit can be very patient now. Got the clock on their side as they lead now by 10 with 2.5 left and in the bonus. So I'd say unless you get a layup, you kick it out, and they're just doing that as Richens pulls it back out. 2:23 now. Summit Academy is going to have to foul. They go over to Santos. Santos kicks over to Flinders, who takes the 3. Oh, Flinders! One of those shots you say, Flinders, what are you doing? Great shot, Steven. 13-point lead as Steven hits a big 3-pointer. Great quarter by Flinders as Scott will get the bucket, and it looks like there's a foul as well. And it's going to be a foul on Bo Rydalch. That's going to be his 4th. So Summit Academy, a chance to get a 4-point play, is on the positioning for the rebound. Bo Rydalch fouls his 4th. That'll send Scott to the free throw line. So 66-55 lead, 11-point lead. Summit Academy about out of time. They need to go on a run here early as Stephen Flinders hit a big three-pointer as Bo Rydalch gets the missed free throw from Scott on the 1-and-1. Missed opportunity for the Bears to score with that clock stopped. And now South Summit's just got to minimize turnovers and hit free throws, and this will be the ball game. Timeout South Summit. 1:47 left. South Summit leading 66-55. .147 left in this ball game. South Summit's leading by 11. And it'll be South Summit basketball. They'll line up in a line set. There's a little problem with the check-in. It doesn't look like Summit Academy got him checked in quite in time. There are 5 guys out there. Ferris trying to get into the ball game. 1:47 left as Jones now will inbound to Flinders. Nice safe play there from Jones as Flinders now will bring it across. They'll go over to Rydalch. Rydalch to Santos, and Santos may have just put the finishing touches on this ball game as South Summit goes up by 13 and Summit Academy turns the ball over on the travel. Big shot there from Santos on a nice assist from Rydalch. And Santos had a great game. 14 points in this ball game. As another high-scoring quarter. One little lapse in that third quarter with only 6 points. And now they go up top to Richens. Richens will pull it out. And Jones now will pull up on the jumper. And Jones! No fear on a little 16-footer on the baseline. South Summit's going to win this thing. They're up 15, 70-55. And without basically any trouble in this fourth quarter, they've extended and played incredibly well. And if you take out that third quarter, another great showing here by South Summit. 3 very good quarters, and really a good sign of what is a good promising thing, I think, is South Summit having trouble third quarter. Things got tight. They were only into a 1-point lead, and very quickly they're back up to a 15-point lead. That's what we led by at the halftime. And so great job of recovering by our Wildcats. Hines into the lane. He'll go up high and fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. But a big second or fourth quarter. Already scored 23 points in this fourth quarter, their highest point total of the ball game. And Hines now will shoot 2 free throws. Mason Gines trying to check in the ball game. It's a 2-point or a 2-shot free throw, so he'll have to wait till the first one is shot. As Hines' first free throw is up, and it's no good. As Gines is going to check in for Ty Jones. Ty Jones with some good energy. Nice game there by Ty Jones. He's got 4 points, but played some very good active minutes. Coming down with a lot of loose balls and some good defense. So nice job there by Ty as Hines' second shot is good. It's a 14-point lead. 1 minute left in the ball game as Santos brings it up for the Wildcats, and he'll go over to Flinders. Time burn mode for the Wildcats as Rydalch in a little trouble, skips over to Santos, and a nice assist from Santos as Thornton gets his first bucket of the ball game. Nice look there for Thornton. 72-56 lead, 40 seconds left. Fair into the lane. A nice putback by Scott, no good. He gets the second one in as Zach Scott 2 offensive boards and a putback, and it's a 14-point lead. 28 seconds left, and Summit Academy looks like they're content to let this clock run out. South Summit's going to go to 3-0 in the region, top of the Region 16 standings, with 2 big games left in this first round of games between North Summit and Gunnison, the other 2 top teams in the region. And so good things ahead for the Wildcats as these seconds run out. They'll go on the road Friday night after a nice big win at home, doing just what they need to do, a big win against Summit Academy, who put up a great fight, especially in that third quarter, to get it to 1 point. So good job by the Wildcats. They win by 14 on a nice overall effort from a lot of guys working incredibly hard, and that's one thing you can never question about this Wildcat team. They always bring a good effort. That's got a good compliment to this South Summit coaching staff as well as these young men. They play hard. So, Joe, nice win. Not always pretty, but for the most part, overall, did a nice job.
Very stressful third quarter, so I'm glad they decided to show up for the fourth. Good job tonight. All the way around. Thanks, Cody. Doing a great job. Appreciate you all the time staying on top of it. And a couple of those were up and down fast enough. I don't know how you stayed up, but you did. Appreciate all the fans watching and listening from wherever they may be. Great turnout tonight from the fans. Wonderful night. A little cold outside, so hopefully everybody's okay going home.
So the totals for South Summit, Bo Rideout's 3 above his season average, 26 points tonight. Nice game by Bracken Santos, had 14. Stephen Flinders with 11, and 8 of those in that fourth quarter when we needed it. Brad Richens with 8. Jason Griffin, a good game off the bench, with 7. Ty Jones with 4, and Victor Thornton with 2. We'll wrap it up tonight. South Summit's now won 6 in a row. They go to 10-4 overall and 3-0 in Region 16. Big game Friday night between Gunnison, 11-1, and if you'll recall, they are the runner-ups last year, lost to Wasatch Academy in the state championship game, have several players back. It's a little different team, but a good team, and proven that thus far as they're 11-1. And so on the road at Gunnison, always a tough game to play. We wish them the best of luck on Friday. Our girls will be at home tomorrow night. They're also 3-0 in region play and having a great region schedule as they have some big games ahead as well. So a lot going on with South Summit basketball. Good things happening overall as there are plays going on and drill team and swim and all kinds of great things happening with wrestling and others. So come join us at South Summit Athletics and activities up here at the high school. Thanks to all those who helped us bring the game tonight. Thanks to Joe and Brennan Gee and for all those who help us get athletics to you. So thanks for joining us. Have a great night.